Have you ever been apprehensive about cutting a hole in your Glawning to fit your stove? Yep, so was I. So here's an instructional video showing you the steps that you should take. Firstly, let's unbox the GlawningGLOW. As you can see, it comes well protected, so let's start by removing the packaging. Next, open the door and remove the flue pipe sections from inside. Make sure to start with the pipe in the centre, otherwise the edges get in the way. Slide out the ashtray from the bottom and remove the bubble wrap. You'll also find the glass for the stove window stored in here. Carefully unwrap this and set it aside for later. Close the stove door again and tip it onto its side to pull out the legs. Remove the protective paper from the lid and pop it back on. You'll need your flashing kit, scissors, a tent peg, sharp knife, a pencil and a wrench. Start by disassembling the flashing kit by unscrewing the fasteners. Remove the inner metal ring and position it where you'd like the hole. Helpfully, someone had previously decided to install a stove without a flashing kit. Highly inadvisable. Thankfully, the canvas is fully fire retardant. Draw around the inner ring and mark the holes. Careful not to move the frame while you're doing this. Using your temp peg, puncture holes for the screws. Using the peg, make sure the holes are big enough, as well as utilising the tools you already have. Cut an X shape in the centre hole and then cut out the 4 sections. This makes the oval shape a lot easier to do. Squish the top of the rubber section down and push it through the hole with the outer metal ring and screws attached. Voila! Pop your hand through the hole and hold the screws in place while you push them through the canvas. Reattach the inner ring and screw it into place. Do the screws up really tight to keep it waterproof. Trim any loose threads. Next, assemble the stove, starting with the only fat bottom pipe section, which slots straight onto the stove. Assemble the other pipe sections. It's easiest on a flat surface because they need to be completely straight to slot together. Push the pipe through the rubber, twisting as you go until you reach a point where it will hang freely. Adjust your stove so it's right under the pipe. Next, we'll show you how to single-handedly attach the spark catcher. Grab a towel and lay it on the tent canvas where the flue pipe will rest. Gently push the pipe upwards, twisting as you go, and tip it over until it rests on the canvas. Grab your spark catcher attachment and slide it onto the end of the flue pipe. Pull the pipe back into position with the same twisting motion so the sections don't separate. If the rubber bends inwards, pull the pipe further than you need to so you can push the rubber back into place when attaching it to the stove. Unwrap the glass panel and secure it into place with the wrench. Not too tightly or you could crack the glass. Grab the metal cooking grates and slot these into place on the sides of the stove, and you're done! Next is wood chopping, but I really don't think I'm qualified to give instruction here. Just make sure you've got some kindling for starting the fire, and some larger pieces of wood for once you've got it going. I cheated slightly here with a fire lighter, but it's easy to light the stove without one. Make sure your stove's on a heat-proof mat too. This one's launching in September. Happy camping!